Hello everyone, we're here in Spain and yep, I have the honor, I get to test the beautiful Speed Twin 1200 RS. I've already tested the 900 also in Spain. So this is basically my second time here, just in a slightly different setting. Visually, it's already a stunning bike. But the most important thing, of course, is how does the good thing ride? All right, I can already see Kalimoto. This is actually my very first time using Kalimoto on this tour. Exactly, super practical. We also recorded many of our routes for you, so you can follow in our footsteps, walk our paths. And it's mega practical. We're now heading back toward home. The Kali day is coming to an end. So yeah, I'd say let's get going. The most important thing for me when I have the option is definitely the heated grips. I have to say it's a total game changer. If you're someone who gets cold really quickly, then add it on, buy it. Sure, it's not included in the standard equipment, but I'm telling you, it can save your day. All right, time to hit the road. I need a turn or two to warm up a bit again. The Triumph makes it really easy to feel comfortable, to feel safe. And for me, stability is actually the most important factor when riding a motorcycle. First things first, adjust the mirror here because I can't see anything. All right, that's better. And yeah, that's where the Speed Twin 1200 RS really shines, big time. With a pure twin cylinder, I just notice how responsive it is. It's super smooth, it's clean, there's nothing jerky about it. Throttle response is absolutely perfect too. There's really nothing I'd want to improve there. And yeah, you can already see it. Whether in long curves or tighter ones, you're always kind of riding on rails. That's already a huge plus for this bike. Of course, we are lucky to have some really amazing roads near Barcelona. And that means we can test all sorts of things. Especially with the seating position, it's interesting to see how easy it is to just cruise around a bit. I'm someone who really likes to shift around in the seat, especially in tighter corners. I always lean out a bit and slide from side to side, right to left. It might look a little silly to some people, but it does what it's supposed to do. The bike stays pretty upright when you don't want to force it over. And yeah, the braking, also something that stood out to me in a good way. Let me show you. I hit the brakes and it's super smooth, but works flawlessly. It's not overly aggressive, like you're gonna go flying over the handlebars, but it's super reliable, especially for people who say, yeah, I ride pretty fast, or who sometimes misjudge a corner that tightens up suddenly and you need to scrub off speed. You really just need a little tap on the lever and you're good to go. The only thing I've noticed when braking is that the Triumph tends to stand up straight when you're already leaned over, especially before a corner. If you grab the brakes, then the ergonomics kind of break for a second and you get pulled out of the lean a bit. But hey, the Spaniards love cutting into my lane here. You really have to keep an eye out so you don't get pushed too far out. And yeah, about the suspension, I'd say it's pretty much crème de la crème, especially with the Stylema brakes I mentioned earlier, and also the Öhlins twin shocks at the back. They soak up everything. Sure, the twin shock tech is a bit more old school compared to the more modern monoshocks. Those are super widespread now and work really well too. But I think these not only suit the look of the bike, they also do exactly what they're supposed to. So once again, Öhlins is a top pick, just a great component. And we had everything on the road here, small bumps, big bumps, it soaked up all of it. I couldn't find any flaws there. But what I'd be curious about, even if the bike isn't built for it, is how it would feel if you rode a few meters over gravel, what it feels like in the back and the butt. I was so excited to get to test the Speed Twin 1200 RS. Like I said, I tested the predecessor, well, not really a predecessor, more like the little sister, the 900, also in Spain. I think I mentioned that already. And I already really liked that one. But it did have one downside, unfortunately, a pretty big one. The tires, I really didn't like them at all. I just didn't feel safe. But now with the Racetech RR, you've got another solid component on the bike that's just a great piece of kit. I've got loads of trust in it. I feel safe. I can rely on it. it, it has grip, it handles sporty riding really well, and it gives fantastic feedback. Like, I always know exactly what's going on underneath me, and that's worth a lot. A lot of you probably know that I haven't been riding for super long yet, and that I haven't had my full motorcycle license for that long either. So for me, it's always really interesting to experience how it feels switching from smaller A2 bikes to the bigger machines, bigger in weight, handling, power, basically all the components. And I really have to say the Triumph is such a buttery smooth entry into the big leagues. I'd say I'm of average height, I'm more of a featherweight, let's say around 60 kilos. So of course I always think about how easy is it to move the bike around. Nobody wants to be that person in the parking lot who can't push their bike or looks super awkward doing it. So it's always great to know, okay, I've got a bike here that I can maneuver easily, that handles well. And yeah, it's just fun to ride. I still feel like in terms of the vibe, the riding style, the feel of it, it could still be an A2 bike. It's sporty and zippy, but it also has all the traits of a big bike, tons of power, great pull, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. All right, I've got to overtake here, otherwise we're not getting anywhere. Something else I really like, and I noticed this on the Speed 900 and Speed 200 as well, is that the seat taper, the step-through area is really narrow. Valentin said he doesn't like that so much, that he'd prefer it if it were a little wider and gave you more grip with your knees on the tank. But personally, I think it's great. For one, when you're moving around and touring on the bike, let's put it that way, it gives you more freedom with your seating position. But also if you're on the shorter side, it helps give you a stable stand. Both feet on the ground, less risk of tipping over. If you do slip, it's easier to react. Maybe that'll ease some of your worries if you're someone who doesn't like not having a firm stance or enough ground contact. All right, quick demo, you've got enough power to pass quickly. If you want to overtake, no problem. Sorry, Mom. Also about the quick shifter, I have to say, it always takes me a moment to get used to it because I like shifting manually and I always instinctively reach for the clutch. But this quick shifter works flawlessly too. It's the first time Triumph has integrated it into the modern classics lineup, and a lot of people will probably love it. I just enjoy being part of the process, shifting manually, being more active. But for comfort, especially on longer rides, yeah, it's gonna be a big win, and a few wrists out there will definitely appreciate the brake. So yeah, if you want a Class A bike that offers both accessibility and power, then my friends, you've got a real top contender here. Thanks to the Öhlins rear shocks, the Marzocchi, my goodness, Marzocchi USD fork, the Brembo braking system, and also the handling, the ride feel, the sporty active riding position that's still comfy even on longer trips. And yeah, the optional features too, I just have to mention them because they saved my butt more than once on this trip. Spain isn't quite as warm as it sounds in spring. Cool options that are now basically state of the art. There's a lot out there, but it's just nice to know that you can have it when you need it. And yeah, from me, the Triumph gets a big fat thumbs up. My expectations were honestly exceeded, and I'm just really happy that there's another retro style motorcycle that I like this much. It's just always awesome to see that new bikes are still being built with their own character while staying accessible and super fun. Fun is the biggest thing, and the happiness you feel, that's totally there with this one.